Hello, this is Ms. Bauer from Laurel Elementary School, and I am here to give you a read aloud, which would be appropriate for kindergarten through 5th grade. First of all, I want you to see that today is Wednesday, March 18th, and this is the first day of Ms. Bauer's read alouds. Today, the book I'm going to read is called Treasures from the Sea. The author of this story is a woman named Jacqueline Adams. I'm going to show it to you really closely in case you want to take a screenshot or if you want to jot it down yourself. The publication of this book is by a publication of educational books called the Heinemann Publications. And this book was written, I am not exactly sure, I can do a quick check of the year. It is from 2013. I'm going to give you a second to look at the title. This book is appropriate for kinder through 5th grade. However, the reading level is a level J, so it is a story that will be somewhat simple to advanced readers, and it really doesn't matter what the reading level is of a reading loud because I am going to be reading the story to you and you are going to be listening for comprehension. So one thing I want us to think about before I even start reading is the genre. So genre is a fancy name for what type of book is this. So I'm going to let you take a quick look at the cover. Then I'm going to open up the book and show you some pictures from the inside of the book so that you can make a prediction about what type of book this is. Fiction, nonfiction. So you can see there is a table of contents. There are photographs. There's a heading. There's some real pictures. Another heading. The pages are all numbered. There is an illustration that looks like it could be a drawing or perhaps a painting or even maybe it is a photograph. But then if you notice on this small little note here, we have a caption. So I'm hoping that you're starting to think about the genre. I'm going to give you another minute to say this sentence out loud. I predict the genre is, and the genre is in fact expository nonfiction, and it was written to give you information. How do we know that this is nonfiction? How do we know? Well, the author gives us a lot of clues because she's included a lot of text features. So some of the text features that she gave us were first, the table of contents. Both fiction and nonfiction can have a table of contents, so it doesn't always mean it's for sure nonfiction. This text also gave us some live photographs, another big clue that this is most likely nonfiction. She also included headings, and that's another big clue that this book is most likely nonfiction. Most of the time chapter books have maybe a title for a chapter, but they don't have headings. And another big clue that this is nonfiction is that there were actually captions on some of the photographs. A caption will describe the photographs. Actually, I'm going to show that to you one more time in case you want to take a screenshot. Before we begin this story, there are some key vocabulary words, keywords and vocabulary that you are going to see as you watch me read the story. I'm going to just move over here and get each one. The first one that you're going to notice is in the title of the story, and it's the word treasure. Can you say that word with me? Treasure. I know it's kind of hard to see with the glare. Treasure. I'm going to clap that word for you. Treasure. That's 2 syllables in that word. I drew a quick pic of what I think treasure is. It's, something special. Sometimes you can find treasure. It's usually valuable. It might not be valuable with money, but it might be valuable to someone because they love it so much. For example, my biggest treasure in life is my 2 children. So they're not an object, they're people. But I love them so much that they are my greatest treasure in life. But to find treasure, for me, it would be to find some beautiful crystals or some beautiful rocks on my walks. Those are treasures to me. Another key word or vocabulary you're going to hear in the story is the term sea glass. We're going to find out what sea glass is, and you're going to see a lot of illustrations about what sea glass looks like. They're going to be mostly live photographs. Sea glass. It's actually 2 words. It's not a compound word. Sea glass. Sea means ocean, or it's a type of water. We have oceans on our planet. In fact, most of our planet is made of the ocean, of oceans or sea water. You're going to need to know the term empty. Something is empty, has no contents, nothing inside. Empty. I think everyone at our school will know the word recycle. Laurel does an absolutely awesome job of recycling all of our cardboard, all of our paper. This book has recycled glass. Another term that you're going to see in this book is called crates. And crates are boxes. It's another kind of fancy word for boxes. Sometimes crates are more made of wood as opposed to cardboard. Crates. I like to look at that word really fast because it has a consonant cluster in the beginning. Can you look and see, are there any other words with consonant clusters in the beginning? I actually see 3. Treasure, TR, is a consonant cluster. Glass is a consonant cluster. And crates is a consonant cluster. You might even see other things that I have not mentioned. Finally, the last word that we're going to need to know to understand this story is the word collect. So I mentioned to you that when I'm going on my walks, I like to find or collect rocks or crystals. So collect means to find and keep. Maybe you're going to collect some treasure. Okay, now I'm going to begin to read the story. Treasure from the Sea by Jacqueline Adams. Treasure from the Sea. Treasure on the beach. Though these kids are looking for treasure on the beach, the treasure isn't a shell or a rock. It isn't money or gold. It's sea glass. What does sea glass look like? It has a smooth shape with edges that are round. It almost seems to glow. Sea glass is glass that someone threw away. Then the sea changed it into something beautiful. Now people look for it on beaches around the world. How glass got into the sea. A long time ago, people threw trash into the sea. They dropped empty glass bottles over the sides of ships and into the water. Some people dumped trash on beaches. They threw empty bottles and broken dishes into piles on the beach. Then the glass washed into the sea. So far, I've seen 2 of our keywords. I saw treasure, and they've actually used sea glass twice so far. It must be an important word. And, empty. Empty has already been in the book twice. Maybe more. You can keep track for me. I love that photograph. Some glass, I'm going to reread that and start over again because I made a mistake. Some glass got into the sea when ships sank. Ships carried lots of things in wooden crates. They carried glass bottles and fancy dishes. A storm could sink a ship, and all the glass would go into the sea. Today, most people don't dump trash in the sea. They recycle glass so that it can be made into something new. But what about the glass that is already in the sea? The sea recycles it. It turns glass trash into a treasure called sea glass. Before we turn to the next page, I just want to go over our keywords and details. I've seen almost every word so far. These old bottles that were on ships were stored in crates. Maybe they were had liquid inside. The ship crashed and sank, and the sea glass was left in the ocean. And the sea recycled the glass. It smoothed out its edges, and people find it on the beaches. We haven't found this word yet, so hopefully that will come up in the next few pages. There is a caption on this page. It says, "Some glass comes from sunken ships." So it's describing this page, but also it's describing this picture here. How trash becomes sea glass. I just want you to say that with me because it's kind of fun. How trash becomes sea glass. Kind of a rhyming thing because they both have that short A sound. Trash, glass. How trash becomes glass. More consonant clusters, by the way. It takes a long time to make sea glass. Waves toss the pieces of glass back and forth. The pieces roll over and over in the water. They rub against sand and rocks, and their sharp edges become worn and rounded. The glass soaks in the sea for a long time. Water and sunlight change the glass. The glass starts to look dull on the outside, but the color of the glass still shines from the inside. I'm going to read that again because it might be a little unclear. But the color of the glass still shines from the inside. I like the way the author did that. She mentioned something that happened on the outside, and then she mentioned something that happened on the inside. Nice technique. Glass can take 10 or 20 years to become sea glass. Most sea glass takes longer. Some sea glass has been rolling in the sea for more than 100 years. At last, the waves push the sea glass onto a beach. The sea has turned old glass into a new treasure. She didn't use the word recycle on this page, but that's what's going on. The sea is recycling the glass from something old into something new. The search for sea glass. Many people like to collect sea glass. Some people do it just for fun. They look for sea glass when they walk on the beach, but other people work hard to collect sea glass. They travel around the world. They go to different beaches and search for sea glass. The collectors hunt for rare colors. I'm going to just push this way up close so you can see, because this page is the most colorful. And it's also more important that you see the picture than actually hear the words. Sometimes books are like that. The collectors hunt for rare colors. Orange and red are the hardest colors to find. Green, brown, and white are the most common colors of sea glass. They are not as hard to find. Sea glass comes in many different colors. That's the caption. Some collectors go to sea glass festivals. The festivals give people a chance to buy and sell sea glass. Some sea glass collectors trade with other collectors, and someone wins a prize for finding the best piece of sea glass. In our area, there is a very famous Santa Cruz Sea Glass Festival that I went to last, I think it was October or September. It was very interesting. The mystery of sea glass. I'm not even sure you can see that because of the light. There it is, hopefully. Many people hunt for sea glass on beaches around the world. They look for pretty colored pieces. They wonder where the glass came from and how old it is. They may never find the answers, but it's fun to think about. Sea glass started as treasure that no one wanted. Now I'm going to read that again because I made a mistake. Sorry, guys. Sea glass started as trash that no one wanted. Now it's a treasure that many people seek. And then there's even a little blurb on the back that describes the book a little bit. It says, "A surprise from the sea. Around the world, people hunt for a treasure called sea glass. This treasure used to be trash." So we did hear about all of our keywords. We got treasure, sea glass, empty, recycle, crates, and collect. And collect they used in a couple of different ways. They mentioned collectors, who are people who collect things, or especially sea glass in this story. So now you don't have to do anything with this. You can just have heard a story. But if you are hoping to do an extension activity with this, if you are kindergarten or first grade, one thing you could do with this story is you could draw a picture about sea glass or something that this reminded you of, picture of beach. If you are able, you could write about the story. You could use inventive spelling. You could use your best sounding out skills to write a few sentences or write a whole book about what you learned from this story called Treasures from the Sea. If you are in second or third grade, you might consider maybe drawing a picture. Maybe you could write a few sentences, or if you wanted to, you could write a summary and you could write a whole paragraph about what you learned about sea glass. If you're in fourth or fifth grade, you could write a full little essay, little summary about this. It could even be 3 paragraphs, and you could write about the different things that you learned from the story Treasure from the Sea. Before I close up here, I'm going to just give you another look at the table of contents. When I am doing a summary, I like to look at the author's ideas of how they arrange the story. So the table of contents, if you're going to think about her writing this story as main idea and details, she's given you her main ideas here. And you could write details about each of those main ideas. So this story, being nonfiction, expository nonfiction, was written by the author for a reason, the author's purpose. The author wrote the story to give you information, and she wanted to share what she knows about sea glass. If you are interested in using this book for your reading log, you might want to use some text evidence, and you could talk about the title and the author. And again, you could use the table of contents to get some information. If you guys need more information about this, you can email me. I use regular San Mateo Foster City School email. It's pbower, B-O-W-E-R, at smfc.k12.ca.us. And if you want more information, or if you want me to send you a copy or a reading log or a summary sheet, please do not hesitate to send me some questions, okay? Day 1, have a great time, and I miss you all, and good luck with everything, okay, guys? Take care.